Dear whomever gets this message in a jug. Welp, I'm stranded on this deserted island, and I'm using one of my last scraps of paper to write this letter. Now I'm reconsidering using the word whelp at the beginning of this note. I don't have time for superfluous, excessive, expendable, gratuitous, and redundant words. I'm an author! Ha-ha! Name's Wally Warmbottom. My most famous book is called How to Be Safe No Matter What Always, an expert's guidebook. Wish I had a copy here. When I use whelp in my books, editors always like, whelp, we're cutting that out. And I just go, whelp, I guess they're right. I don't have a backspace or a delete button on this deserted island. I could just mark out the whelp, but I don't want to waste more ink. I'm very conscious of such things. I should not nor shall not waste ink or space. Never! If there's one thing I won't do with my limited space and ink and paper, and to be frank, your attention, is to waste it. It's just not going to happen. I don't waste the driftwood or other drifting things that come ashore here on my deserted island. Never! I make use of all the beach drift. For instance, I'm using a washed-up, mostly empty coffin to store my food. You have to be smart when you're stranded on a deserted island. Welp, let's proceed. One nice thing about this deserted island is it has a story cave. Hello? I found a manuscript in there. Mooses with bazookas? But I quit reading it after about 5 sentences because boring. I have better things to do on this deserted island. I would never write anything like this garbage, and anyway, kids should never read stories about wildlife with weaponry, especially not bazookas and flamethrowers. What is this? The Dark Ages where everyone is chopping heads off all day long? My head! And writing stories about every kind of grotesque gun and blasting bazooka?
Forsooth, my blasting bazooka. Perchance a grotesque gun.
I cannot recommend this trashy garbage. I'm sending this to you. Don't let any kids near it. Meanwhile, being stranded is the pits. But do you know what else is the pits? The pits! On this island there are thousands of pits, and I have fallen into every single one of them. That's the pits. The first pit I fell into, interestingly enough, was when I was chasing a pit and I tripped over a pit. See, there are peaches on these beaches. I eat the peaches and I cast the peach pits on the beach. The beach is literally littered with peach pits and bits of beach drift. I play a game I invented called Kick the Pit. I won't explain all the complex rules. Most of them, all of them, are right there in the title. Like I said, it's pretty popular here on this island. 100% participation island-wide. Speaking of popularity, why does the word island have an S in it? I think I know. It's because it is land. There's a bunch of water, usually. Then suddenly and without warning, there is land. So the first explorers call it is land. 1,000 years after, the people voted that the two words is and land be united in a single word. They were married in a spectacular castle, and now we just use the one word. Island. Anyway, speaking of marriage, sometimes I have to fight seals for food. If they keep eating my peaches, they'll be an endangered species, all right? Endangered by my fist punches and my feet kicks. Well, my paper is nearly out. Hopefully a paper boat will crash and 1,000 sheets of good old-fashioned American paper will float to my beach. If so, I'll write more. If not, just imagine me playing Kick the Pit and eating peaches, falling into the occasional pit, and fighting seals with my bare fists and bare feet. Because those are the things I am doing. Love, Wally Warmbottom. P.S. I almost forgot about the rescue scheme. The exact location of this island is longitude 54. Well, I'm out of space on this paper. I'll send it in the next bottle and or jug.